Trivets are one of those things that you just end up with. I need some for the hot dishes that I'm going to have my Thanksgiving meal in, but I've never acquired one on purpose. So I got this fabric, some trims, some cotton batting, and this stuff. This is like that insulation stuff with foil. It is the stuff keeping you from making your own lunchbox, and it's available at the craft store. My little fabrics are fruit themed, and I iron them to get them ready. Thanksgiving is not a very craftable holiday, so I was really excited to come up with this idea because I need these anyway. And I didn't measure, I traced a circle because that's the best way to draw a circle. I did the top fabric, the bottom fabric, and 2 layers of batting per trivet. I also cut 1 layer of the insulation stuff, and that layer is going to go in between the 2 cotton batting layers. It's only a little bit for the heat, mostly for the puff. Then I will encase them in the fabric layers and attach them all together by quilting through it. I made an apple and a blueberry because I wasn't kidding, I do need some trivets. And for the back of both of them, I wanted to do like a pan, like a pie pan type thing, so I got this grayish, it's metal, right? And then I did use bias binding to make the weave on top of the pies. Now, this is completely optional. You could do it however you want and quilt however you want. You could put these on and not weave them, whatever. But I distinctly remember taking a cooking class and actually weaving my weave, and everyone was really impressed. Even though, doesn't everyone do that in elementary school with paper? Anyway, I did go through and weave them, but you could just put them all one direction on top of each other. It'll make the quilting easier. I did the density different on both of them, and because I didn't want to just quilt all the way across like you totally could, it's not an issue, I went around each square and it took forever. I'm sewing through the weave, the fruit, the batting, and the insulation layer here, by the way. Then I'm going to attach the bottom layer by going around the edges. Now I am using bias binding. You can see here that the weave is diagonal. This allows the bias binding to stretch around curves without puckering, so I can encase the circle. You can even make your own. It's just a strip with the raw edges turned in so that nothing can fray. I'm going to encase this all the way around my pie trivet, so I go around pinning it all along the edges. This is usually the part where I make it look really crappy, but because we're putting trim on it, it's totally going to hide all the nastiness. You're welcome. When I get to the end, I'm going to fold it diagonally in just to, I don't know, be pretty. And then I got this little loop that I'm going to insert because you know how they always have a loop to hang from? Except whoever hangs them? I've literally never seen that in real life. Who hangs these? I always just shove mine in the drawer closest to the oven, you know, and it's like kind of a pile. Anyway, I sewed all the way around the edge, and then I'm going to fold it over, and it's all nice and flexible because it's bias binding. Then I'll pin it down on the back and sew it down one more time, and it's all going to be encased and perfect. But first, I got this stuff. This is called rickrack, this little like zigzag ribbon. I tried to get a really similar color to the tan that I used, but this being a little bit lighter is actually really cute now that I think about it, and I really do like this quite a bit. It is just the right touch. So then I tuck in the edges and I pin it all down roughly, and then I don't even sew it down. I just sew down the back and let it go through to the front, and that's what's going to catch the rickrack on the top. If you look really hard, it's like not perfect and good, but like screw you. I think it's really cute, even though my rickrack's probably not the best quality. You know what I really wish I could do is I wish I could put like some little like white or clear beads to make like little sugar crystals, but then it would defeat the purpose of being a trivet because it's supposed to be able to handle a ton of heat. In fact, speaking of which, all of these are 100% cotton because this is supposed to be able to hold something hot without damaging it. And oh my gosh, now I have trivets on purpose.